When polishing, you're going to need to use a polishing machine. So you can use a plug-in 230 volt AC polisher, or a much lighter, easier to handle, smaller cordless polisher. This polisher has got a soft foam pad on it, and the foam is very good for applying wax polish. They come in all kinds of sizes. This is a 14mm screw-on type, just screws on. That's a hard foam, so that's for coarser compounds, or a soft foam, which is for polish, for wax. And this is what I use for applying wax. It's extremely soft. This is the polisher that I use most of the time. It's a cordless one, and you screw onto it a Velcro backing pad. This one has got a microfiber pad on it, or for polishing, for applying compound. A fluffy wool instead. Might start with very, very fine grade wet and dry paper, which you use to remove the oxidation from the hull, from the gel coat. You'll need to spray water onto the surface sometimes to make the compound work better. And then you need the compound itself. Compound folds into different types. There's high cut, which is a coarse cutting compound, and then a much finer cutting compound for making it shine. Then after that, you would use a polymer sealant to seal at the surface. So what you're doing when you're using compound is that you are removing the oxidation from the surface. Wax polish only lasts about a month, but the polymer sealant should last about 6 months. I've done, although you wouldn't notice, below the blue stripe, and I've used coarse cutting compound followed by fine cutting compound below the blue stripe only so far. I'm going to do above later on, and then I'll apply polymer sealant and wax after that. I haven't done the starboard side at all yet. I need to clean it first, because all you're doing is rubbing in the dirt if you don't clean it properly. And I'll be compounding, which it's a bit like toothpaste. It's calcium carbonate, the compound, and it puts minuscule microscopic scratches in the surface, and the scratches are what actually reflect the sunlight, which gives it a glossy, shiny finish. The finer, the smaller the scratches, the more it will reflect light, and the shinier it will look. Oxidation happens when oxygen and the sunlight and salty water and rainwater, acid rain, leaches the pigment out of the gel coat and makes it go chalky. It happens on white hulls, but it's worse on blue hulls or dark hulls. And you need to remove that film or that top surface. You can't do it too often because it will make your gel coat very thin. So you've got to do it sparingly. So our boat is 2007 build, and I've compounded it once before, which was about 5 years ago. So you don't want to do it too often. This is a microfiber pad which is on it at the moment. I'm just about to swap it over to a wall pad. I've washed this a few times and been using it for a while, and they're Velcro. That's a sponge for applying wax later on, and that's the battery. It's a 4 amp hour battery, which is plenty. You can actually do quite a lot of the boat with that, and it's light. Give it a shake, dab it onto the pad.